What's up, pop heads? How we doing? We're back with another episode of the Jalapeno Paupers podcast. We have our awesome buddy Jacob Pauper for a day. He's going to join us. But before we get into our main topic, we have a little housekeeping stuff. We have an awesome announcement. We are featured creators who are invited to come to MagicCon Vegas. So that's super cool. We're super pumped about that. Thank you for all your support. So come to Vegas, say hi, play some Pauper with us. That'd be awesome. We also wanted to mention our 500 sub giveaway. So once we hit 500 subs, we're going to do an awesome big giveaway. More details to come on that. So help us get there. Subscribe, share. It's going to be great.
It is going to be awesome. You do not want to miss it. Another item, we have our TCG player link. If you're going to buy any of these cards, these awesome 1-drop white creatures, go to TCG player, use the link in the description, and you will be supporting us without spending any extra money. It's an awesome way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And the last thing, we want to plug our Patreon. If you enjoy what we're doing, you like seeing the content that we're making, all the help is welcomed, and Patreon is a great place to do that. You're getting some extra benefits there, different levels of support too. But like Miles said, just liking and subscribing gives us a ton of support.
Yep.
For those who have supported at our red pepper popper level, we want to shout you all out right now. We have Teresa and Tyler. We have Bill, a.k.a. Too Much Dude, the Alpine Hound Master.
Nailed it.
Dax. Thank you guys.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. We would love your support to help us finish our artboard. It's falling apart. So
10 more art cards.
We need a glue stick. We need to buy some art cards. So thank you so much. All right, let's get into the main topic, shall we?
Let's do it.
This is a good one. So we are going to talk about 1-drop white creatures. Why are we talking about that?
Okay. So we wanted to do something surrounding creatures for this draft format that we've started doing. And we were looking at all the creatures, and that's overwhelming. Then we cut it to certain mana values. We're looking at the 1-drops, and still that was a lot of 1-drops at common in all the colors,
right,
across all the colors. So we decided, hey, let's just break it down into colors and go from there and see what that looks like. And I think we've landed in a good spot. I think there's some fun things to talk about at each color level.
Yeah.
And one of the reasons why we feel that this could be valuable is when you compare it to EDH, you don't see a ton of 1-drop creatures being played. The good ones are obviously there. You got your Birds of Paradise,
Esper Sentinel.
Yeah, Esper Sentinel, Deathrite Shaman. You've got some really strong 1-drops
right
at in EDH. But in EDH, you're really trying to ramp early, and a lot of the 1-drops help serve that purpose, because you want to ramp in EDH more so than PDH, because your 7-drops, your 8-drops in regular Commander are typically going to end the game. They're so strong that you want to get there to win the game. Whereas in Pauper Commander, your 7 and 8-drops are strong, and they're still going to do good stuff, but they're not going to win you the game. They're going to help. They're going to be also synergistic, which you want to build an engine in PDH more so than you need to do in EDH with the bombs that you can play there.
Right.
So your 1-drops in Pauper Commander are very vital to that synergy, that engine that you want to set up.
Yeah.
You don't need to ramp as much in Pauper Commander because of that reason, that ramping doesn't lead to you necessarily winning the game by playing your 8 and 9-drops. You want your engine to get going, and that's what's going to win you the game. You're going to value yourself into a win.
Yeah, so ideally these 1-drops are contributing immediately to your kind of game plan, or in some way, right? They're significant, maybe more significant than 1-drops are in EDH. Or you may play more of them, right?
Yeah.
There's room for more 1-drops.
Yeah, I think so. And hey, if we're wrong, let us know in the comments why you think we're wrong.
We're not. This my list is perfect.
If we're not wrong, tell us in the comments how perfect we are.
Right. Thank you. We appreciate that. No criticism or feedback, please. Okay, so let's get into it. Who's going first?
We are so bad at deciding who goes first before we
Whose
start.
birthday's next?
Not me.
Mine's in May.
October.
June.
All right. down the line we go.
We're snaking it. So we'll go boom. Okay. I love sitting in the middle.
Okay. To go twice in a row though.
I know. Okay.
One more thing before we start this.
Yeah.
If there's any like functional reprints, we'll count that as like a group of cards.
Sure.
Yeah,
so
sure.
we don't get like
kinda-
3 of the same cards in our
Right.
Yep.
So we all pick the same. Okay. Jacob's awesome, and we wanted him on because I think he's an intellectual when it comes to Magic.
I try to be.
So you've taken this assignment very seriously.
I have.
You've got your first pick.
I do. I have my first pick. This card is a really good one. It sees play in a lot of different formats. Soul Warden.
Yeah.
It was. I imagine this was high on both of your lists as well.
Yeah.
It
totally.
just gives so much value starting probably the next player's turn after you play it.
Yeah.
And you're likely, it's such a creature heavy format, you're just likely to get value off of it until it gets removed. But I think that it's really unlikely to get removed because even though it's so much value, it doesn't really hurt your opponents.
Right.
It's I suppose it can be kind of an engine depending on your deck, but
Yeah.
it's just a value piece that nobody's going to want to waste a removal spell on.
right.
Scarce as they are. In the format.
Absolutely. Especially, yeah, right. Targeted removal. No, yeah. I would not want to waste on 1/1.
I mean, in PDH I would.
Right.
With how valuable life gain
Totally.
is in Pauper Commander.
Yes.
This card has become
Scary.
a higher target than I would have thought that it would have been
Yeah.
before playing. But yeah, it's super strong.
But the board wipes, the damage based board wipes are great. But we don't run a lot of those, just in general. But those would be a good ways to deal with it. But yes, I absolutely, like, if you think about it, what's the ceiling? Like 1 mana, gain 15 life over the course of the game. Something
That's
crazy,
so
right?
good.
Or more, right?
Well, if you think about back from the early days of Magic, you have the 1 mana gain 3 life on an instant or a sorcery that's like
Yeah.
the white Ancestral Recall, not near as good.
Yes.
So if you get
Yes.
3 life off of it, then
There you go.
you're doing really good.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
the
And if
The
you're playing
fight-
with 4 people and the 3 people after you cast a creature, like they're probably going to do, then you got 3 life.
Yeah, that's 1 turn cycle.
yeah.
Super strong.
So
card.
that also rules out what yours was Soul.
Soul Warden.
Okay, Soul's Ascendant.
Soul's Attendant probably.
Soul's Attendant.
Yeah.
Same card.
So that goes.
Yeah.
They're a package deal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang it.
Yep. I would say so.
Dang it. That was my number 2.
I mean,
Okay,
there could be
'cause
slight
this-
differences. What is the creature type? Because that's the only thing that could matter differently. But
Same
still, I
creature
think.
types.
Oh, it's
They're
exactly
both
the same
human
then.
clerics, darn
Okay.
it.
There is another close reprint from Foundations,
Yeah.
but
the bunny.
the bunny.
Yeah.
I don't know what creature types that
Mhm.
one is.
It
Yeah.
also isn't exactly the same.
So the Soul Sisters have been taken.
It's only your creatures.
Oh yeah, so
Yeah.
just strictly worse.
Yep. Yep. Hinterland something.
Okay. Soul Sisters are off the board.
Okay.
Good,
You got-
great pick. I love it.
Yeah, really good pick.
Okay, so my next one. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go with Call Me of False Hope. 1 mana, 1/1, sacrifice Call Me of False Hope, prevent all combat damage that would be dealt this turn. I love fog effects, and I just think they're so powerful. In general, like there's not much else that can prevent so much damage. Like, I don't know. I love fog effects for that reason. They're just so simple, elegant, cheap, and they do so much. So Call Me a False Hope. I also like having him sit on the board as well, because it can be used as a political piece or whatever, a deflection to say, hey, don't attack me or I'll just use this. I mean, you have to force their hand at some point if you're not the player with the Kami, right? So you have to attack them eventually, but
Yeah, it's likely to get you out of several turns
Right.
of damage.
right. Yeah, right. Sometimes even more than holding a fog in your hand, you have it on the board and that'll buy you time. So I don't know. I think it's just a really powerful effect for 1 mana and it does a lot.
Yeah, it's really strong.
Absolutely.
Really like that one. All right. 2 picks here. Love that. First one, my number 1 pick, I'm going to take Thraben Inspector. So this is 1/2 human soldier. When it enters, investigate.
Mm-hmm.
Really solid. Brings 2 permanents to the battlefield. A lot of decks want artifacts anyways. So there's a lot of synergies that this deck can provide value to. Also, just having an artifact that you can use to draw a card with. Soldiers is another synergy. There's a lot of synergy pieces. There's a lot of engines that this card works good in, and I really like its versatility for that purpose. And a 1/2 can block all these 1/1s that people are throwing out on turn 1. So
Inspector's awesome.
a lot of good value.
I love a
in that.
turn 1 Thraben Inspector.
Yes, you do.
It's very sweet. I love the art too. I love her face.
Yeah.
She's like, smell something stinky.
I'm not sure I considered artwork.
Oh, artwork's huge.
Huge.
Artwork's a huge factor for me.
And flavor text. You'll learn that too. But yeah, and this one has another functional reprint. Different creature types though, so a little bit more different than the Soul
Yeah.
Sisters, but
Yeah.
still the same. And it's the
Novice Inspector?
Novice Inspector from Murders of Carlisle Manor.
Detective.
All right, my number 2 pick. I'm gonna go with the Benevolent Bodyguard. It's a 1/1 human cleric. You can sacrifice it. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn. I really like this one because
So
it
good.
lets you have this threat of protection from removal spells. So you can always have this threat. They have to deal with this first before they deal with any of your other
Yeah, right.
problems. Or it can win you the game and lead you to a lethal attack with one of your creatures at the end of the game. You can sack it and your commander can get through for commander damage, whatever it be. So a lot of good versatility and really strong card for a 1-drop.
Yeah, watch for that in our next gameplay.
Yes, it came up and proved valuable.
It did. No spoilers, please.
But I think just like Kami of False Hope, that one's great. Just have on
Yeah?
the board because even just the threat of you activating it will make people make different decisions.
Yep.
So
Oh, for
it
sure.
usually will get you out of more than one removal spell.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge diversion. And it makes you have to account for it. Absolutely.
Okay, Miles, number 2.
Okay, my next pick. Those 2 were high on my list that you picked. No surprise. I am gonna go with Steadfast Unicorn. 1 mana for 1/2. Pay 3 and a white. Creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain vigilance until end of turn. Activate only during your turn. So this is a great and cheap, I believe the cheapest way to do that, to pump your team. So white, obviously, I mean, one of the key strategies is to go wide and lots of tokens and lots of creatures. So the unicorn is a great way to do that and pump your team. And it, interestingly, I mean, vigilance is awesome, but also activate only during your turn. It does not say at sorcery speed.
Yeah.
So you can activate it at instant, but only on your turn. Steadfast Unicorn, just a good anthem creature. A great place to sink your mana into.
Yeah. I'm really curious what's going to come back to me. I have no idea what's going to be on your guys' list at this point.
Yeah, no, we've hit a lot of stuff from my list already, but that one actually hadn't made it. So
Yeah.
okay, so I got to go twice now.
You do
yeah?
get 2 picks.
You got it.
Okay. Well, I think that my first pick, or from what's remaining, would probably be Children of Corliss. 1/1 human rebel cleric. You can sacrifice it to gain life equal to life you've lost this turn. I think that in some ways it's probably not quite as good as the Kami that was mentioned before, because you still could die before you get a chance to activate it,
Yeah.
right? But if you're playing a life gain strategy, then there's an additional synergy there. It does the same thing if it's on the board. People are worried about dealing you damage, enabling massive life gain, and you, like, if somebody manages to deal you non-combat damage, then you could even block and then sack it.
Yeah.
If they're just trying to finish you off with a few hits.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that this is a cool pick.
I loved that one, and I thought you guys didn't know it was real. So
I did not before this, but it was really high. That was up in my number
Yes.
7.6 range.
I skipped it because I was like, oh, it'll come back to me.
Yeah.
And I've already got Kami, so I'm good. But I love, Children of Corliss is awesome. And you mentioned non-combat damage, which is huge in Pauper, right? There's so many pinger effects and decks and whatever. Like, they're usually not doing a ton on one turn, but still, it gets it does something that the fog cannot.
Yeah.
So it's nice for that reason.
Thing that I love about this probably the most too is it's a rebel. And rebels tutor each other so much. Like
Yeah.
it's super easy to tutor rebels. So that's awesome. Like just being able to get this have this be like essentially have 4 copies of this because there's 3 other rebels that tutor for it. That's so cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
I had no idea this card existed
It's a
before
cool
we
one,
looked at this
for
list.
sure.
Yeah, it's a cool one.
Yeah, I like that. Good pick.
All right, for my pick 3, I think I need to go with Worms Crossing Patrol.
Okay, yeah.
A 1/1 human soldier with Myriad.
Yes, this one's cool.
I just thought this one was really cool because it's a repeatable way for you to make tokens on your turn. Synergizes really well with Soul Sister type effects.
Jeez, yeah.
If you're wanting things that you can sacrifice on your turn to draw cards or for other effects, I didn't see a lot of other effects like that. I mean, once you go higher in mana value, I'm sure there's lots.
Right.
Of
Yeah, yeah.
That's great
But
for
for-
1 mana.
For
Yeah,
a 1 mana investment, it's really
does a
good.
ton.
It is going to be hard for it to get in later in the game, maybe, but at that point, hopefully, you have more of an engine online with other things.
Goes great with a steadfast unicorn, pumping those things.
Yeah.
How can you abuse that? Like, what? Remind me of the rule for copy. Like, what attributes could be copied to the tokens that are created?
In this case, it would be pretty hard to abuse.
Yeah, unless there's a static like Might Stone or something that just gives all attacking creatures
Yeah,
a bonus, right? But it's
which would
Yeah.
be good. And steadfast unicorn and those kinds of effects would be good here
Yeah.
too. But unfortunately, you don't get to copy any
Right.
auras or equipment
Yeah.
or anything on it.
yeah. I'm just trying
It's
to think
just
what else
in most
could
cases,
you-
it's just going to be a 1/1.
right.
But you have, if you have
Other
three
ways to buff it. Or
3 opponents,
something.
you have 3 ETB triggers.
2.
Oh, sorry, yeah, just 2.
2.
You're not attacking yourself,
Yeah.
which would be
Yeah.
interesting.
You make 2 copies attacking the other 2 players that it is
Yeah.
not attacking.
That it's not attacking.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It attacks 1 and then the other you
Yep.
create 2 that
Yep,
attack.
yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you make 2,
I
but
know how Myriad works.
Yeah, you do.
it also gets around any tax effects. I'm not sure how many of those you'll
Oh,
see
yeah.
on Pauper Commander, but
Right.
it can be useful.
Yeah, that's a good one. I love it.
Whisper Silk Cloak, throw that on it. Every turn you're just making 2.
That
Give it unblockable and you don't have to worry about it.
there you go. Throw back to the equipment drop
Yeah.
video.
Throw a leather armor on it. Okay, my turn.
Yeah, number 3.
My pick number 3. Let's see. I am going to pick. I'm going to pick Gold Meadow Harrier. It's a reprint of Gideon's Law Keeper, I believe, as well. So it's a 1/1, pay a white, tap it to tap target creature.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just a tapper. But I think these are great.
Yeah, it was on my list too.
Yeah, at 1 mana,
I didn't have that one.
pay 1 into it later. These are awesome. These tappers.
Yeah.
Great on offense and defense, right? The threat of activation is real. You have to account for it. It brings up discussion in combat, right? Like, hey, where's that going? I'll tap it if it's coming at me.
I don't know why. I have a tapper on my list. What's this one's? What does it cost
1 white.
One
to
white.
do the ability?
Yeah.
Okay, and what's its
Maybe
power
it's
toughness?
worse than what
What's
you
its
have.
power toughness?
1/1.
Okay. I think I might know why I
Is
chose the
Gideon-
one over mine,
Is
but
Gideon's Lockkeeper,
maybe not.
I think the same. I think Gideon Lockkeeper's the same.
mine is different. Mine definitely
Okay.
is different than that.
Sure.
Like even the tap ability, it's not exactly the same. Like
okay.
it's not even close to the same. But I don't
Okay.
know. I'm just trying to think why I would have not chosen that one. I
Are
like
you
that one.
Are you gonna pick it next?
No, it's down lower on.
Oh,
the list.
okay. We'll hear about it.
This one's really nice because it's unrestricted. Because you
Yes.
see, like, Outlaws of Thunder Junction had a Sterling Supplier that can tap a non-mount creature, which
Yep.
made it a lot worse and limited. But this is just, one white, you tap anything. And it's cheap, too.
Yeah.
Right.
You're unlikely to... I mean, if it was multiple of a colored mana, that might make it more difficult. But
Yeah.
you basically just pay the casting costs over and over again, and you just get to reuse it every time,
Right.
which is really nice.
Yeah, when I was looking at my 1-drops, I was thinking, like, what's the biggest impact to the game that at 1 mana, or, that these can make? And so we've already talked about all these awesome effects that they can do. So this was one that I was like, yeah, that's a good effect.
Very good.
Okay, that's
All right.
third pick.
My number 3 pick. Oh, I get 2. And I'm going to cheat for both of them. Because I'm not paying 1 mana for either of these cards. The first one is going to be Fairy Guide Mother. It is a 1-drop, a 1 mana flyer fairy, a 1/1. Just vanilla 1/1. But it has an adventure.
Oh, okay.
And so this one has a sorcery. Target creature gets +2/+1 and gains flying until end of turn.
Disqualified.
For 2 mana.
Disqualified.
So the reason I choose this, obviously, it's versatile. It's 2 cards in 1. And I love having 1-drops that can be my 2-drops. And then a 1-drop later, especially.
I don't like this. I don't like
So that is my number 3 pick.
Are you gonna do some morphing stuff? I knew it.
No more. No more. I wanted to, because I love that more. There's one, and I wanted to put that on here. But
Yeah,
there's never a situation where I'd pay me 1 mana for that card.
Right, absolutely.
No.
It's always the
It's a 3-drop.
It flips into
It's
fog.
a fog when you flip it.
That's right,
Yeah.
that's right.
So it's incredible card, but I
not
didn't
much
feel
fun.
good putting that one on.
Thinking about that one?
I feel great about this one. Fantastic about this one. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, fair.
Because I'm gonna
Are
pay
you
1.
casting?
I'll
Yeah.
cast it.
You'll
I'll
cast it.
I'll
Not from the adventure. You'll just.
I'll cast it from the adventure.
Would you
Every
rather
time.
cast it not from the adventure first? I guess.
Probably not.
Okay, then
Probably not.
you're cheating.
But I'm still paying 1 mana later for it. It's still my 1-drop that it's not on turn 1.
all right,
So I'm still using it as a 1-drop.
I concede.
1 mana left. You need a chump blocker. What would you do it then?
Oh, you have
not
1
enough
mana.
to-
You only have 1 mana. It's in your hand.
Oh yeah, I do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
it has its uses.
Yeah, being super strong 1-drop.
Does that have flying?
It does have flying.
That's pretty good.
That is good.
Yeah, it's a great card.
All right, what are you gonna cheat with next?
The other one I'm going to cheat with is Hopeful Eidolon, which I'm also probably not, very rarely going to cast for 1 mana. I'm going to bestow it as an enchantment. So this one has a bestow 3 and a white, lifelink, enchanted creature gets +1/+1 and has lifelink.
Cool, awesome.
So
Yeah,
it can be my 1-drop if I'm in a pinch, or I can use
Sure,
an
bud.
enchantment.
sure.
Yeah.
Buddy.
Yeah.
So yep, cheating.
I think you're bending the rules of 1-drops.
They are 1
Okay.
mana creatures, 1 mana white creatures.
Yeah.
Well, once somebody removes the creature it's attached to, then it'll just become
There you
1-drop.
There you
Then
go.
it'll be your 1-drop.
It's I'm paying more for my 1-drops. That's worse. I'm taking the hard way into this.
Oh, brother. Interesting technique. This is how he plays Magic too, by the way.
But what you didn't know is that after this, we're going to build decks, and you get 1 planes and then your 5 creatures.
That's right.
dear.
So
That's right.
I'm
Then we'll
sorry.
play our decks.
I'm in trouble.
Okay,
That's me. Number
cool.
4, Miles. Take it away.
All right, my number 4. Let's see. You ain't cheating, you ain't trying. That's what I always say.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and take Healer's Hawk.
I love it.
Just 1 mana, 1/1, flying lifelink. So classic, and flying is great. Lifelink is great. Put those on a 1/1 for 1 mana. What else can you say?
Yeah. Really good.
Ceiling is like you buff it and it gains tons of life and whatever. So, but I don't know. I think it's just a simple, elegant 1-drop that does what it says it does.
Anytime your 1-drop can have 2 keywords, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's solid.
Right. Yep. So yeah, that's my number 4.
all right, so I got to go 4 and 5.
You do. This is your last time around the
All right.
around the
What
horn.
I know which 2 I want, but I don't know the order. But it doesn't matter, does it?
Does not matter.
All right, let's go first with Caravan Escort. I feel like this one might be cheating a little bit as well. So it's 1 mana for a 1/1, but it's a human knight, but it has level up.
Oh, I saw this.
Cool. I like it.
So I feel like 2 mana in this format, you actually, a lot of turns, you have just a couple extra mana.
Yeah.
It's harder to curve out really well. And just for 2 extra mana, you can make it into a 2/2, which can block most of the other 1-drops that we've talked about today.
Yep.
But once you've invested into it a bit, then it turns into a 5/5 with first strike. So a really good attacker.
Like 10 mana, is that what it is? 5 times you do that?
11,
Oh,
if you count the casting.
yeah,
cost,
yeah.
which is maybe excessive for a 5/5 with first strike. But I think it goes back to the same discussion we had before, right? Like, nobody wants to spend a removal spell on it.
Yeah, for sure.
It was 1 mana. So I think it's going to stick around on the board for a while. And once everybody's used all their removal spells on your better stuff, maybe, then you still have a 5/5 beater to
Yeah.
get
I
it.
like it.
I like the
Okay.
pick a lot.
No,
I think it's
yeah,
cool.
for sure. It's less cheaty than the other ones. Because
Yeah.
it comes down as a 1-drop,
man.
a real
It's
one.
my favorite 11 mana 1-drop.
Oh yeah.
All right, and then let's cheat again, sort of.
I love the cheating.
In
Bring
2
on the
ways.
cheating.
One is, it's not exactly a functional reprint of Soul Warden, but it's very
Okay.
similar.
Mm.
Lunarch Veteran.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Whenever another creature you control enters, you gain 1 life. It's a 1/1 human cleric, but it has Disturb. And the backside, so you pay 1 and a white to disturb it. And the backside, it's a flying 1/1 spirit cleric. Whenever another creature you control leaves the battlefield, you gain a life. And then the normal disturb, you have to exile it if it goes away. So I really like this creature because it's 2 creatures in 1. So you can block with it and then block with it again if you need to. Flying is really relevant later in the game if you need to get in for those last few points of damage or if somebody's swinging something big at you.
For sure.
I also really like this because earlier in the game, the life gain is really relevant.
Yep,
But
yep.
then when you're trying to close out games, the life drain is pretty relevant.
Yeah.
And it even will see itself leave the battlefield.
Wait, do you?
Or no, it
you-
doesn't see the
you-
whole battlefield.
You. Sorry, read it again. I thought you gain life when things leave the battlefield. It's gain for leaving
Oh, it's
instead
gain.
of.
Okay.
Gain, enter, gain.
No, it's
leave.
gain for both. Well,
Yeah, it's gain for
It
both.
says slight.
But still,
I should have read this card
later in the
more
game,
thoroughly. But
you want your
it's-
things to die to block, and then you
Right.
gain more life.
You
Yeah.
play all your creatures, then they all die. You just gain life twice
yeah,
for them entering and leaving.
still relevant. I should have read the backside a little more thoroughly. But it's still very helpful.
Man, you're gonna
It's
be
a
gaining
solid
tons of life. You got the Soul Sisters. You got the Lunarch.
And the myriad creature, so for the repeated triggers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
my,
yeah.
my deck's gonna
Oh.
pop off.
Oh, yeah. You did really good.
Mhm.
But it helps to go first.
Oh, I'll just fog when you attack. Bye.
And I'll just play my 3-drops.
Okay, my turn. Let's see. There's some good ones. I mean, some ones I didn't pick. Doom Traveler is just kind of a good value guy. There's some other pumpers that cost more than the Steadfast Unicorn, but I am going to
Probably
go.
costs less
Is there one that costs that you can pump for less?
if you have a legendary creature.
This is
Yeah.
from Lord of the Rings.
It's from Lord of the Rings. I don't remember what it's called.
I don't remember what it is either.
Yeah. While you're finding that, my last one is
It's only sorcery speed though, I think. Sorry, go on. I'll let Miles finish.
Please don't.
I'll let Miles finish.
Please don't steal my
So is the unicorn.
No,
Sort of. It's sort of.
you can do it during
Good
combat
thing.
though.
during your turn, instant speed. Okay. Ranger's Hawk. So I've got the Healer's Hawk. I need the Ranger's Hawk. It's a 1/1 flyer. Pay 3, tap it, and then tap another untapped creature you control. Venture into the dungeon.
Oh, okay. That is
so. This one's fun. And also I think venturing into the dungeon's fun and cool and can provide a lot of value. And then it's just repeatable. To your point about what did you pick? Your
My level up guy.
your level up guy. Yeah, I think it's important to have ways to spend extra mana places to put your mana. I'm finding that more and more important in Pauper Commander.
Yeah.
So I think repeatable effects, repeatable things to do, and this is one of those. And venturing into the dungeon is fun.
Can you do it at instant speed?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. It's still nice to have the
Yeah.
ability.
Yeah.
And you can hold up any of your combat tricks, and then if you don't need them on your own turn, then you can do it second main phase.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I like that a lot more if you've been able to get in the Undercity first, that being the best of the dungeons for Commander.
Yeah, totally. Which there's a lot of initiative.
Right.
There's a lot of ways to
Mhm.
take the initiative. So that makes the most sense.
So would you play that if you put that in your deck? Are you also, because there's like 2 in each color, maybe 3. You can get 3 initiative cards in your deck. Are you branching out into
colorless,
the dungeon
artifacts.
cards too, like the
Uh,
non Undercity cards?
No, I would definitely want to go to the Undercity for
Okay,
sure.
yeah,
That's the best. So I would try to find ways to get into the Undercity.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But if not, still
So you wouldn't add cards that just ventured to make this more consistently being able to get into a dungeon.
But it can get into the dungeon by itself.
It can get into the dungeon, but it cannot get into the
Yeah,
Undercity.
right.
Yeah.
So you're asking,
I see. Yeah, just to progress, just to use the dungeons more,
Right.
would you add other cards that weren't necessarily Undercity cards?
Well,
but
then you're talking about then that's
full
really the
theme, a
focus
full
of it.
synergy.
Yeah. But it would be good in that deck.
Yes,
but-
yeah, and yours just saying on its own, it still provides enough value to include it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like that. I like that card a lot. I love venturing.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of value in the dungeons that aren't. I think there's a lot of value in the other dungeons that aren't always necessarily appreciated or built around too. That could be beneficial.
Sure. Okay. Any ones you want to mention that we didn't cover? Any honorable mention stuff?
How about I get my last pick?
I think that's
I thought you had yours.
No, I'm
Oh,
last.
go ahead.
you just got the bird.
Sorry.
Oh, this is. I don't know what to take anymore. There's a lot that I like here on my list. Okay. I think I'm gonna go with a bird. I'll go with a flyer. Miner's Guidewing. It's a 1/1 bird with flying and vigilance. And when it dies, target creature you control explores. So early game, it's just a great way to get in for damage early and be able to block as well because it's got vigilance.
Yeah.
And then when you've got your board kind of built a little bit, you can use it as a chump blocker and then potentially get a land off your deck or make one of your creatures bigger. So a lot of
provide
different
some
things
value
that it does.
Sure.
Yeah. So that week 5.
Exploring is great because even if maybe your best case scenario is put a counter on your creature, pulling that land off the top just means that your next draw is less likely to be a land.
Yeah.
Which can be really valuable. If, like, you need a removal spell, you need a game ending card.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that pick.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do too, for sure. You got
I have a lot. I don't want to
ones.
spoil
cards.
too much. I did get some drawn.
Yeah, that's good. I like it.
I don't want to spoil too many because I know that our Houndmaster wants to tell us some of his.
No, I'm just gonna read a list of all the white 1-drops so that no one else can have any takes.
But yeah, I think we could name a couple.
So we talked about all of mine.
Really?
Doom Traveler, nobody picked, and then I had Clifftop, Lookout, and a Seagate
What are those?
Baronet.
Oh, pumpers.
They pump your team, so
Yeah.
they can be used at instant speed, but they're 5 mana.
That's if yeah.
So those were ones
Okay.
on mine that weren't mentioned.
Did you have any, Jacob?
I think so.
I have more because I threw 20 on my list, but I'm not going to name them all.
Yeah.
Where did those go?
What were some of your?
So yeah, I'll name some of mine real quick. One that I think is super cool is the Step Links. So it's an 0/1 cat, but it has landfall, and whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +2/+2.
Ooh, me out.
So essentially, turn 2, it's a 2/3, which is awesome for your 1-drop.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, that's a really good attack on turn 2 to have.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Another one that I think is awesome that is not nearly as good as all these other life gain ones, but still really cool and potentially massive life gain swing is the Honorable Scout or Stout. It's an old card and it's blurry on my thing. I think it's Honorable Scout. It's a 1/1, but when it enters, you gain 2 life for each black and or red creature target opponent controls.
Ooh.
Interesting.
So that could be if they have 5 creatures, 5 black or red creatures, you just gain 10 life on
that's
ETB for your 1-drop. That's really
cool.
sweet.
Then just bounce it.
Yeah.
Why didn't it make your list?
Because of the black and red.
Yeah, that's what I was
Yeah.
Just
thinking.
specific, yeah.
Yeah.
Cards like that are hard because like,
Situational.
is it a meta call? Is it a I hope so? I mean, maybe if you have enough scrying or sort of
Yeah.
to get rid of it if it's not relevant. But
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, when would you be happy with it? Like how much life would you have to gain to be happy with it?
I'd be super happy with 6. Like, I'd be really happy with 6.
so that's twice as many as what we said was the best, which was 3, right?
Yeah.
What I said.
Yeah.
What do I know?
4 would be
You-
fine.
You'd gain 4 life. Yeah, you'd cast it for 1 and gain 4. That's
That's
good.
That's a good rate. Yeah.
That is.
That's a great rate.
Yeah.
I'd be.
That's easy.
It's a 1-drop. So
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. I like that one. That's cool.
One that was on my list that I originally was on my list and I removed later was Crawling Chorus.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It has Toxic 1. It's a 1/1 Phyrexian Horror. And when it dies, you make a 1/1 colorless Phyrexian Might with Toxic 1 that
Yeah.
can't block. And this, I want to kind of mention cards in its category where when it dies, it leaves another blocker behind.
Yeah.
Because there was a few of them. And I think that those are pretty useful.
Although
Traveler.
this one cannot block.
That's
Right.
true, but it's still...
It leaves a body
Sorry,
behind, but
it
not
leaves a
blocker.
body behind, not
yeah,
blocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this one's really good because it has Toxic, which if you were in a non-theme deck where you're trying to use poison counters, that can be really useful.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
I'm just kidding.
Finn the Fangbearer win?
I just don't.
Yeah.
I just don't
That's
love.
good.
Who likes playing poison?
I mean, I
don't hate
really want to bring out my Princess Bride, Finn the Fangbearer.
Do it.
So
All right. Hey,
Yeah.
should we have a poison popper?
That'd kind of be cool. And we tried to do it with all the different colors.
that would be weird.
Look
It would be
forward-
weird.
forward to
That would be a really fast
down
game.
the road.
It could be. Oh, it would be very fast game if we're all trying to do it. Yeah, it would be. Maybe we could do it like 3 games.
Tainted Strike. Yeah.
Best of 3. One more quick shout out. And I really like this one for it's what it does early in the game. It's Laguna Band Trailblazer. It's an 0/4, but it's not got defender or not a wall or anything. So it's got heroic. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, put a +1 counter on it. So early game,
Oh, cool.
it just an 0/4 is going to stop
a
you
stop
from getting
sign.
attacked for
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 turns. And then if you built your deck right, the late game you've got to kind of build around this guy more to
sure.
have targeted spells, but he can become a big beater if you've got enough synergies for that. So I like that one in certain decks.
That's awesome.
Auras will do it. Instance.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, it's plenty of auras in white. Yeah, that's cool. Awesome. What do you guys think? Do you think it's okay what Ryan did and when he cheated with all those, or
Absolutely.
Get
Our criteria was 1 mana creatures.
him, guys.
Strikefall, CMC 1, white, rarity C. Bam, got him.
Easy. Yep.
Easy mode.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, let us know what you guys think though. Like, what 1-drops are your favorites? What did we miss? What are we right about? What are we wrong about? Let us know. Hit us up. Anything else you guys want to say?
I think we're good. I think that was really fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank
that's
you
great.
so much.
That
Thanks for
worked
having
really
me.
Yeah,
well.
that was cool.
Yes, thank you.
I liked the discussion, and I think there's so many applicable. Like, there's plenty of applicable 1-drops that add a ton of value to your deck.
And again, we say this every time. Every time I do this, I learn something new.
Yeah.
So try this at home.
Yeah, it's a cool exercise.
Fantastic way to learn more cards that you're unfamiliar with.
Totally.
That Jacob's second pick, Children of Corliss. Never would have learned about that.
It's a cool one.
For
That
this.
one
It's
is
a great
cool,
card.
for sure.
And watch their other draft videos to learn more about other commons to include your decks.
Absolutely.
Yes, listen to Jacob. He's smart. Yeah. If you like what we're doing, show us some love, subscribe, like the video, share it with your buddies, whatever. Anything else they need to do?
Yeah, we need to play 20 common questions, baby.
That's right. Oh, and if you want to, suggest 20 common questions,
Please do.
if you have cards that you want to suggest, send us an email at Pauper.
Jalapeno.
Wait, what are we called again? What are we? Oh yeah, Jalapeno Pauper EDH@gmail.com. Put 20 common questions in the subject line, and maybe we'll pick your card. Okay, Jacob, you have the card.
Yeah,
You have the card. Okay.
We're gonna try to be on a team again. Didn't go so well for us last time.
Well,
but Garrett really hosed.
it
us.
wasn't Dragon Trebuchet. I swear that's what the card was.
Wizards. If you print Dragon Trebuchet, let us spoil the card, please.
And put our faces on it.
yes.
Manning the Trebuchet.
new creature type, jalapeno.
Oh, love it.
absolutely.
Yes.
All right, here we go.
All right, yeah. So I picked the card because I think I would be bad at guessing it. But anyway, here hopefully I was good at picking one.
Hopefully, yeah. Okay.
All right. Well, you guys
We have
actually
to
start.
start this. We have
Yeah.
to start this.
Yep.
It's on us. Permanent.
Yes.
Okay. Good. I like it.
Is it 2 CMC or less?
Yes.
Okay. Is it colorless?
It is not.
Is it in red or black?
It is not in red or black.
Is it multicolored?
No.
Okay.
Is it blue?
No.
Is it white?
Yes.
Okay.
We're
Two-
at 7.
We said 2 CMC or less.
Uh-huh.
2 CMC or less. White. Permanent. Okay.
Are we on meta? It's probably a 1-drop because we just
Does you also
our
keep
one
do that?
drops.
I think Garrett's the only one mean enough to do that. You
Um,
heard that, Garrett? I know you don't watch these videos, you little slime bag.
We love you, Gary. Don't listen to him.
Love you.
You. Is it 1 CMC or less?
No.
So it's 2
Okay.
CMC.
Okay. 2
White.
So
CMC,
yeah, not on theme.
2 white.
That's okay.
Is it an artifact? That was dumb.
No.
That was real dumb.
Is it a creature?
Yes.
Yeah, that
We're at 10.
that should have been my last question.
That's okay. Hey, we'll rally. We'll be fine.
2-drop.
2-drop creature, white.
Is its can I ask a question?
Yeah,
Is its
absolutely.
power
You wanna
equal
clear it
to
through
its
me before
toughness? Power equal to toughness.
Yes.
All right.
Oh, where's the... That's not a spin down.
It is.
Ah, the 11's opposite. of
Once you
10.
hit 10, it has to change directions, doesn't it? Don't they all do that?
No.
Oh, well. When they get this size.
They have to. Yes, it's the only physical way to
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
a
yeah.
die of this size.
Science. That's the science. Your turn. You do that.
White, 2 mana, equal. Okay. Man, I'm trying to think of.
Does it have an ETB?
Yes.
Okay.
Good. All I can think about is 1-drops. I'm stuck.
Let's not do that.
I'm stuck. Okay.
At what number do we get the flavor text? 15?
Yeah, we get
At
it.
15, we get flavor text.
It has an ETB. That's good.
It has an ETB. It's a creature with an ETB.
What can you think of that?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot of 2-drops and
That-
draw a card.
Oh. Yeah. So
A lot of white 2-drops enter and draw a card.
yeah, the
dog, the cat,
the doggy, the cat, the kitty,
the angel is 3 mana.
the angel's 3 mana, I believe. Yeah. So drawing cards, creating tokens.
Create tokens. I need the ETB to destroy an enchantment or artifact. I don't think for 2 mana. There's
I don't know
ETBs that
it's
do that.
mana.
Gain life. There's a lot that gain life. I know that from Kala, from building Kala.
Enter and gain.
1, 2, 3 life. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Does it draw a card on ETB?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Does it have?
Should we ask does it have any other text?
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I don't know that.
Well, the dog and the cat don't.
There's
Both,
right.
They both don't. I don't know what other 2-drops
there's-
draw a card. I don't think there's other 2-drops draw
Right.
cards. So
I probably wouldn't have any other. Yeah, I'm trying to think.
13.
What if it's not common and he's just
Oh, it had to be common?
no? Does it have any other text besides enter the battlefield, draw a card?
Or flavor text?
Well, yeah.
Any meaningful text?
Rules text.
Rules
Yeah.
text.
No.
Okay. Is it a dog?
Yes.
Oh,
All right.
flavor
You
text.
guys even need the flavor text?
Probably not.
Probably not.
But it's fun.
All right.
So-
all right.
It's fun.
What's his name? It's an enchantment.
Yeah, it's enchantment dog.
Yeah, I know the card.
Yeah, that was a question, right? Yep.
What?
Why did I just?
All right, I'll read the flavor text while you guys think really hard about the card that you probably already figured out. Okay. She formed a friendship with several playful spirits, and soon the pack was known as the source of much mischief in Aiganjo.
What is it called? What is? I just had it and then I just lost it.
Frolicking familiar.
Nope.
Was that your official guess?
No, I'm just kidding.
Hold on.
No, I know the card. So
I know the name. I just said it in my head and now
Oh,
it just
really?
totally left me.
Do you know the card?
Oh,
you all know the card, but if you're sitting here, you won't know the card because this is you can't understand.
Comment below if you figured out the card before
you
they did.
cannot comprehend the pressure we're under. This is high stakes.
is it? I'm not talking to you, Jacob.
It's here. It's in here.
But the name of the card, it's something. Is it dog or something? Friend, companion.
Loyal?
No,
not loyal.
Is it companion?
I think it is.
Maybe it's not companion. Oh my gosh.
No, it is. I think it is.
No.
I
now
mean,
I'm just
we know
focusing
the
on companion.
we know the card, so it's 1 and a white for a 1/1.
Enchantment creature enchantment dog.
Yeah, when it enters, draw a card.
Companion? Steed?
Does it have
Friend?
companion in the name?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, what is it?
17.
It's not loyal.
No.
Friendly companion.
Friendly.
What in the
Is it friendly?
No,
Really
no.
roasting this dog.
I think the flavor text.
That was an official question. It sounded like
What?
not friendly.
Did I ask?
You looked in my direction.
No. I did it say friendly in the flavor text? I mean, because
No,
but it's
I'll
not
give you that
friendly.
you
one.
read us the flavor text. And it
I did.
said They made friends with a
Oh my gosh.
It does not say the word friendly.
Spirited?
spirited companion. Is it spirited companion?
It is.
Oh my gosh.
Well done.
Holy cow.
19 questions.
Oh my goodness.
We knew it way earlier. We knew it
Yeah,
at
and
15.
they just announced another printing of it in the new Secret Lair drop.
Oh, the new cat's
Oh, Cat's
Yeah.
Oh,
Cats are stock.
Has new flavor text. Each day is comprised of 2 halves, playtime and nap time. It isn't nap time.
that's adorable.
Okay.
Yeah, I had to read it. Well,
That was a good card.
Yeah,
That was a good
I
card.
do love that card. Yeah,
it's a great one.
Yeah. And the enchantment type is can be very applicable.
I was really hoping that you would ask if it was an enchantment first,
Oh, that
and that it
would've
would have
messed
thrown
us
you off.
That really
Really hoping.
that would have thrown us way bad.
I would have caught on. I'm not worried. That was super fun and great job for digging deep,
Yep.
getting spirited. That's thank you for all hanging with us and yelling at your computers because you all knew it.
Yeah.
You guys are awesome. Again, like, subscribe if you like what we do. If you want to see more Jacob, let us know. And don't forget to stay
Stay
spicy.